So, you've got this brilliant, game-changing idea. But the thought of spending your entire weekend wrestling with text boxes, trying to align those arrows that just refuse to snap into place, and staring blankly at generic templates? Yeah, it makes you want to pull your hair out. Well, you are absolutely not alone. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to explore a radically better and honestly significantly easier way to effortlessly turn your ideas into fully realized, completely bespoke presentations. And the absolute best part? We're going to learn how to do all of this without that rigid, robotic AI feel that we've all kind of come to dread. Today, we're focusing on napkin slides, and we're looking at exactly how you can craft presentations that you are genuinely proud to stand in front of, even if you have absolutely zero background in design. I mean, are you tired of those generic, one-size-fits-all AI presentations? If you've tried using standard AI to save a little time recently, you have probably hit this exact wall. You plug a prompt into a standard presentation tool, and just seconds later, it spits out these rigid, cookie-cutter slides. And sure, it's incredibly fast, but it looks exactly like the presentation it just made for literally thousands of other people. It totally lacks your specific angle, your context, and, well, your soul. Okay, let's dive into this, because there is a completely different approach out there. One that is entirely beginner-friendly, and it literally changes the game when it comes to authentically sharing your ideas. So let's think about the real difference between standard tools and napkin slides. On one side, you have standard AI tools. They take a single subject from you and just generate a deck instantly. Boom, done. But because it's instantaneous, it's naturally pretty generic. Napkin slides, though, it acts way more like a collaborative partner. Think of it kind of like buying a suit. Standard AI is basically pulling a medium-sized suit right off the rack. It sort of fits everyone, which actually means it perfectly fits absolutely no one. Napkin, on the other hand, is the tailor. Before it even touches the fabric, it asks you a few brief, really shaping questions about your context, your specific goals, and exactly who is going to be sitting in that audience. And here's why this is absolutely crucial. You don't need to be a master tailor yourself to get a beautifully bespoke result. You just need to know what occasion you're dressing for. That quick little conversation up front ensures the final product aligns perfectly with your vision.
And this brilliantly illustrates a really empowering philosophy. Your idea, your voice, your style. The whole foundation of Napkin is built on this premise that the AI isn't stepping in to overwrite your unique creativity. No way. It's simply there to empower your personal touch and just, do the heavy lifting of the formatting. The personalization is the true added value here. You get to choose the tone, you add your own brand colors, and you define the ultimate style. It's your unique voice just amplified and beautifully packaged, without any of those technical headaches that usually come with presentation software.
Let's see how this actually builds into a practical workflow. We can call this the journey of an idea. And if you're a beginner, you're going to love this because it's delightfully effortless. Step 1, you just simply share your core idea or whatever it is you're working on. Step 2, Napkin asks those crucial, brief questions we talked about. Like it might ask, hey, are you pitching a new product to an investor, or is this just a casual update for your internal team? Step 3, based on your answers, the AI builds a custom outline. And notice, it doesn't just build the whole deck blindly in the background, it actually asks for your buy-in on the structure first. Then step 4, once you approve that outline, it generates the deck, which you can then jump in and further customize. Taking just a brief moment to answer those shaping questions, that is the secret ingredient right there. It completely guarantees your deck is tailored for your actual real-world situation.
What I really love about this whole process is a super simple rule. Napkin assists, you decide. This is incredibly important for anyone who feels maybe a little intimidated by complex design software. Unlike other tools that just hand you a finished, locked-in product that you either have to, grudgingly accept or totally reject, this workflow keeps you firmly in the driver's seat at every single step. If you want to edit a single line of text or swap out a visual or completely change the tone of a slide midway through your review, you can do it seamlessly. You are the director here. The platform is just your exceptionally fast, highly capable production assistant.
Now, let's clarify a quick but really essential distinction here, because you might hear two different terms thrown around in this space: napkin visuals versus napkin slides. So what's the actual difference? Well, think of it as the building blocks versus the house. Napkin visuals are those individual elements. It's like taking a text prompt and turning it into a specific diagram or a chart that you might just drop into an email or a totally separate document. Those are the bricks. But napkin slides, that goes much, much further. It understands your full story right from the very start. It builds the entire house, the overarching structure, the narrative flow from beginning to end, and all the visuals, working seamlessly together in one cohesive place. It is the full package. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of customization at your fingertips. You are absolutely never locked in. You can change fonts, colors, layouts, icons, visuals, tone, branding, the whole shebang. As a beginner, you do not need to know the first thing about graphic design to make your presentation look incredibly personalized. You can tweak any of these elements yourself directly, or, and honestly, this is the absolute best part, you can just ask the AI agent to adjust it for you in plain English. Just type something like, "Make this look more professional," or "Change these colors to match my brand." This guarantees your final presentation looks uniquely yours, adding just immense personalized value. It completely removes that frustrating technical barrier between your creative vision and the final product. So the really crucial point here is that it's designed to communicate first, and then it's rendered beautifully. Look, we've all sat through those agonizing presentations that have, wild star wipe animations and crazy transitions, but absolutely no coherent point. A lot of tools sort of force you to squeeze your actual message into their predetermined boxes. Napkin fixes that by entirely flipping the script. It focuses heavily on shaping your core message and your narrative structure first. Then, once that communication is crystal clear and solid, it elevates the whole thing with studio-quality design. So whether you're doing a crucial investor update, a weekly team review, or a big sales pitch, the substance of your idea shines through the beautiful rendering rather than just being buried by it.
Of course, all this beautiful customization doesn't matter one bit if you can't actually share it with anyone, right? Well, the good news is you can export your bespoke slides directly to PowerPoint, PDF, PNG, or SVG. And the absolute lifesaver here, especially for anyone who has ever wrestled with totally broken formatting late at night right before a high-stakes meeting, is that it exports cleanly. It opens exactly as you created it without needing tedious, last-minute reformatting. And it stays fully 100% editable in PowerPoint, Google Slides, and Keynote. It's just highly versatile and immediately ready for whatever real-world scenario you actually need it for.
Which brings us to our final parting thought. Are you ready to let your unique voice shine through your next presentation? After exploring how remarkably easy it is to go from just a simple idea to a fully tailored, beautifully designed deck, the choice seems pretty incredibly clear. We really don't have to settle for those rigid, uninspired, cookie-cutter templates ever again. You now know exactly how to build personalized, empowering presentations where you are in complete control of your narrative, your style, and your message. So the next time you have a brilliant idea, I want you to ask yourself, are you going to force it into someone else's generic box? Or are you ready to let your unique voice shine? Thank you so much for joining this explainer. Keep learning, and we'll see you next time.